Sean Strickland's head coach, Eric Nixick, recently shared his thoughts on a possible showdown with Khamzat Chimaev, and he didn't shy away from addressing the history between them. The two fighters have trained together in the past, but Nixick made it clear that whatever happened in those sparring sessions should stay in the gym. In his view, private training stories shouldn't be used as fuel for public trash talk. He also challenged the traditional idea that champions must rack up multiple title defenses before considering a move up in weight. According to Nixick, today's MMA landscape is different. Fighters are chasing legacy-defining matchups and major paydays, sometimes even more than long title reigns. He pointed to names like Islam Makhachev and others who prioritize the toughest available challenges, regardless of division. When it comes to Chimaev's skill set, Nixick was honest. He praised Khamzat's ability to control distance, disguise his level changes, and use feints to create openings. If the fight happens, the key for Strickland will be staying disciplined defensively, not overreacting to level changes, maintaining strong midline defense, and using smart anti-wrestling strikes and frames to avoid getting trapped chest to chest. Still, the coach sounded confident. He believes Strickland's relentless pace, suffocating pressure, and non-stop volume could pose serious problems for Chimaev. From their perspective, it's a high-stakes fight, but absolutely a winnable one that plays directly into Sean's strengths.
I think the prize of being a champion at the time was making that pay-per-view money. Now with the new landscape of Paramount, I don't know how all that stuff works, but you know, at the end of the day, these guys are competitors and they want to fight against the best, no matter the weight class. So I applaud Khamzat in wanting to challenge himself and in moving up, and same with Islam and Ilya and all these guys. It's just whoever the best matchup they can make the most money on, I think, is now more over the concept rather than, you know, winning the belt. Khamzat, the things that he does so well is the space between the notes. He's showing level change. He feints very well. If we do get that fight, how can we shore those things up is being defensively sound and not biting on a lot of the level changes, but you also have to make sure that you are applying midline defense, anti-wrestling strikes, things of that sort, frames, not allowing Khamzat to get chest to chest. There's a lot of things I think we have to do.
Flyweight champion Joshua Van made headlines during a recent podcast appearance by calling out Manel Kape in blunt fashion. While he joked about Kape's personality, calling some of his trash talk corny, Van admitted that stylistically, Manel might be one of the most dangerous fighters in the division, and that's exactly why he wants the matchup. Van revealed that Kape previously called him out publicly. When the UFC offered the fight, Joshua says he accepted immediately, even though he wasn't in camp at the time. He was literally at the airport when he got the call and didn't hesitate. According to Van, Kape ultimately turned the fight down, something the champ believes doesn't reflect a true champion's mindset. Although Van is now scheduled to defend his belt against Tatsuro Taira at UFC 327, he made it clear that Kape remains a priority target. He respects Taira, especially after his win over Brandon Moreno, but sees Manel's explosive knockout power as a unique threat in the division. Meanwhile, former champion Alexandre Pantoja is already back in training and eyeing a return later this year, planning to challenge whoever holds the belt. The flyweight division is heating up fast.
Who do you think's the most cringe when it comes to talking crap before a fight?
Manel.
Oh shit! Manel's actually a nice guy. I had him on the podcast. He loves food. Fine dining.
Yeah, it's fat ass.
Oh my god!
That's why he is weight.
He really wants the Manel fight.
Yeah. Outside of Pantoja, you think Manel is the biggest challenge for you?
For sure, man. All joke aside, like, he is, I think, one of the toughest in our division as of right now. So that's the reason why I want to fight him next. You know what I mean? And the thing is, he been talking too much shit.
Yep.
What's he say about you?
I don't, like, he called me out, but then they offered him a fight, and then he said no. And then
he called you out, then they offered, then he said no.
And I wasn't even training. They called me. They was like, "Hey, you want to fight?" I was like, "Do I want to fight?" Yes, of course, I want to fight. Right.
So you and Manel were supposed to happen at UFC 324.
Yes. So I was at the airport in Cali, trying to go back to Houston, and I said yes. As soon as I got back to Houston, I was like, I gotta get in shape.
A wild story just surfaced about Sean Strickland getting knocked out during a brutal sparring session, and it comes straight from UFC middleweight Denis Tuilian in an interview with Russian outlet Ushotaika. According to Denny, the incident happened during a heated training session with Russian fighter Maxim Grishin, and this wasn't light technical work. There was no headgear, no easing into it. They were throwing heavy shots, going all out, trying to hurt each other. Denny's described it as an all-out war inside the gym. Both guys were landing bombs, and at any moment either one could have gone down. But this time it was Strickland who got caught. Sean reportedly fired a nasty elbow and even landed it clean. But Grishin answered back with a powerful punch that connected flush and dropped him hard. Denny says Strickland was on the floor for a few seconds, unable to get up immediately. It was a serious shot. But in classic Sean Strickland fashion, he didn't stay down for long. The moment he recovered, he jumped back up, furious, yelling, completely fired up, and charged right back into the action. No hesitation, no backing off. That's just who Strickland is. Emotional, intense, and relentless. Denny made it clear this wasn't personal. In that kind of sparring environment, when two fighters are going full throttle, anyone can get knocked out. It just happened to be Sean that day. And instead of letting it shake him, he used it as motivation to push even harder. After getting dropped, he wanted that moment back immediately. Interestingly, Denny also opened up about his first ever meeting with Strickland, and it didn't exactly start on friendly terms. Sean made an offhand comment about Denny's home country that didn't sit well. Rather than escalating things, Denny pulled him aside and addressed it face to face, man to man. To Sean's credit, he listened, he understood, and from that point on, they built a genuine friendship based on honesty and mutual respect.
Yeah, Sean already posted this on Twitter, so that means I can talk about it now. He's not keeping it a secret. He was sparring with Maxim Grishin, and they went to war. They were really trying to knock each other out. Sean threw a huge elbow and actually landed it, but Max's punch was just more powerful. It connected clean and dropped him. I saw him lying on the floor for a couple of seconds, unable to stand up right away. When he finally got up, he started yelling and screaming. He was upset and frustrated. It was a huge blow, but honestly, in that kind of sparring, anyone could get knocked out. It was wild. After that, Sean wanted to get his revenge, and he didn't back down. But it wasn't personal for him. It was just something that motivated him. That's just the kind of fighter he is. He doesn't let moments like that break him. He takes it as fuel to push himself even harder. Sean's a real one. He's a good man. He and I have a good friendship now, but the first time I met him, things were a little different. One thing about him, sometimes he talks too much. At one point, he said something bad about my country, and I had to talk to him about it, just man to man. I explained why he shouldn't say things like that, and he actually listened. He's a good man.
In a recent interview, Merab Dvalishvili shared a surprising training story involving Khamzat Chimaev and Roman Dolidze at Extreme Couture. According to Merab, during a sparring session, things escalated quickly. While he was training nearby, he suddenly heard a loud scream. Chimaev was visibly furious, punching a wall in frustration, while Dolidze appeared confident. The story goes that Roman caught Khamzat in a knee bar. Chimaev refused to tap, which allegedly led to a knee injury. Merab claimed Chimaev iced his knee afterward and has continued wearing a knee sleeve since that incident. Whether it's still affecting him remains unclear, but the story certainly adds intrigue to any future matchup.
I've got to ask you this, Merab. Guram said that he told you the story of Khamzat and Roman sparring each other. Can you tell us how it went? The fans are really curious.
Well, so we were training, right? Khamzat was at our gym, and me, Roman, and Khamzat were all training together at Extreme Couture. I was sparring with someone when suddenly I hear this loud scream of agony. I look over and Khamzat is absolutely raging. He's punching the wall, looking around all furious. Then I glance at Roman and he's walking around proudly, almost like he just won something. A couple of minutes later, I see Khamzat sitting there with his knee wrapped up, covered in ice. So here's what happened. Roman put him in a knee bar. Khamzat didn't tap, got really angry, and ended up injuring his knee in the process. I think he's still dealing with a knee issue because of that. He's still wearing a knee sleeve because of that.
Former middleweight champion Dricus Du Plessis reflected on his loss to Chimaev and didn't sugarcoat it. He admitted the fight wasn't exciting and even said he felt bored at times inside the cage. However, he gave full credit to Chimaev for executing a smart, grinding game plan that neutralized his offense. DDP acknowledged that the fight exposed gaps in his anti-wrestling and scrambling ability. Rather than making excuses, he sees it as a necessary lesson. He's determined to sharpen that specific part of his game and insists that a rematch would look completely different. With Chimaev's camp hinting at one more title defense before potentially moving up to light heavyweight, Du Plessis may need another big win to earn his shot. A high-stakes fight against Brendan Allen could be next in line.
Like I said on the night, big ups to him. He came out there and he did what he needed to do. Not the kind of fight that I would have wanted with all the hype. It wasn't a very fun fight to watch for anyone. I got bored in the fight and I was in there, to be honest. But I mean, he did what he had to do to win that belt. I mean, that is, if that's the way that you are gonna go, well, good for you. I mean, it's different strokes. I mean,
he negated everything you could possibly bring.
Yeah, 100%. He made sure he stayed out of danger, and he fought that fight, and he almost neutralized me and making it a fight, because if we made it a fight, it would have been a different story. But he knew that, so he was smart in that. So I mean, frustrating, absolutely, but like I said, the speed bumps, that's what makes me better. Now I know the little piece of this puzzle where I need to work on, and believe me, in my next performance, you will see me do that, exactly just that, be a master at that.
That's it from MMA Time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA updates.